morning on this Friday, April the 25th. You're watching the VSB Evening News. I'm Kristen Martinez, and here's our top story. Chief Financial Officer of the Bermuda Hospitals Board, Delia Baston, placed on administrative leave in February 2013 on the recommendation of the Auditor General, while an internal audit was carried out, appears to have been cleared. Bermuda Hospitals Board Chairman Jonathan Bruin said today that the board was entirely satisfied that Ms. Baston acted properly, appropriately, and with all professional integrity. But, said the chairman, the detailed nature of the review and investigations had taken over a year, and Ms. Baston did not feel able to return to her position. Mr. Bruin said the board regretted that she felt this way, but sympathizes with her feelings in this protracted matter. It was with regret that they had accepted her resignation, while thanking her for her 14 years of dedicated service to the Bermuda Hospitals Board. Interim CFO David Thompson would continue in this position while the best long-term solution was considered, said Mr. Bruin. The Queen's Commonwealth baton arrives at 7:20 p.m. this evening on American Airlines, and the Bermuda Olympic Association have brought in one of Bermuda's most successful athletes just for the occasion. BOA President Judy Simons told VSB that inviting the Commonwealth Games high jump record holder Clarence "Nicky" Saunders for the weekend was a no-brainer.
There was no hesitation in my thinking about bringing home Nicky. He is our gold medalist, our only Commonwealth gold medalist, and his record still stands after 24 years. And this Queen's Baton Relay that's literally only here for nearly 24 hours is probably the most extensive program that we've ever put together. And we're showcasing all our medalists this year, which I think is just phenomenal. And the key focal point was, of course, having Nicky come home. So it was a no-brainer for me to make the phone call and ask him to come home and be a part of what I think is quite an auspicious occasion. Nicky actually, for the public, is going to be showcased in two primary points, and that is at the Cabinet Office tomorrow morning, and of course then at the Agriculture Show.
2:15.
Yeah, right on the nose. And I have to tell you, tomorrow is going to be a fantastic day. God, please look after the weather for me. No, this is all about showing what Bermuda can do in the sports arena, and it's what we need to do in showcasing our athletes so our youngsters can aspire to exactly what Nicky has achieved.
Yeah. No hesitation in accepting the offer?
No, I mean, at the time it was fortuitous because I was getting tired of being in London. I needed to come home, and I had taken the week off because my kids had the week off for school, and I got the call, and it was, of course I'll come. You know, there's no way I would refuse it. So here I am, and I'm happy to be home, actually. Yeah.
Independent MP Terry Lister does not like the thought of his island being made to look like a third world country by the 30,000 feral chickens that are believed to be roaming at large. So while fellow MPs treated the issue with ribald laughter, he decided to do something about it.
I took it upon myself to form a committee and to take a look at the issue. There was a report that had been produced by the Department of Conservation Services, a very good report. We used that as a starting point. We looked at what happens in some other countries around the world. We talked to affected parties, farmers in particular, the most affected, and we came up with some recommendations.
What were the best ones of those that you think?
Well, there are four. The first one being that we should try and do our best to capture all these chickens that are older chickens. They're deemed to be too scrawny, too old to eat, and that sort of thing. So they should be captured, killed, this sort of thing. For the younger chickens, maybe we should be capturing them and using them for food supply. There are a lot of people who could use it. Most importantly, though, the recommendation I really like is that through a PR campaign, government should look at encouraging Bermudians to go back to yesterday, building chicken coops where possible, putting the chickens in the coops and using the eggs. That'll cut down on families' costs. It'll make this problem sort of a solution rather than a problem. And then lastly, we have 6 people who are licensed right now to use air pistols to address the issue. My suggestion is that we increase it to 10, look at it for 6 months, see how it works, and at that point we might decide we don't actually need 10, or we need more, and the authorities can address it again. But there are enough people out there who are regiment trained and otherwise trained who could actually do the job.
The figures for how many are out there, have they been estimated at?
Well, alarmingly, it's estimated that as many as 30,000, but the population changes very constantly. The people who are doing the catching, so to speak, are effective in getting good numbers, but the numbers are replaced very quickly.
The Bermuda Institute of Ocean Science has been deep water testing in the Atlantic for 60 years. But it was not until 1989 that CEO Dr. Tony Knapp came up with the extraordinary idea of conducting regular visits offshore in custom-made research vessels to find out what was happening to the ocean. Last night, BIOS and its scientists and sponsors gathered at BUEI to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Bermuda Atlantic Time Series study and hear from Professor Nicholas Bates, Associate Director of Research, what data breakthroughs have been achieved.
Knowing what happens offshore in the deep Sargasso Sea really plays into what's happening on the Bermuda coral reefs and in our seagrasses. We can tell an awful lot about the conditions of the chemistry and the water quality by knowing what's happening offshore. We can relate what's happening onshore on the Bermuda Reef to what's going on in the broader global context, so to speak.
And when you think about that major report that came out, global report on the climate change and made headlines around the world, were we in there somewhere?
We were indeed. You know, Bermuda has the longest record of ocean acidification, and ocean acidification is the changing chemistry of the oceans. The pH of the ocean is changing, and off Bermuda we've been out 380 times in the last 25 years on cruises, and it tells us about the rate of change. It tells us that the pH of the oceans surrounding Bermuda and on Bermuda are at a pH level that we've never seen for many, many millions of years. We are in a new era. The oceans around us have changed. Their chemistry has changed, and that has implications for the ecology of the open ocean, the North Atlantic. It has implications for changes going on the Bermuda platform and the reef system. And without that record, we would have no knowledge about the rate of change. And we're seeing pH levels in the oceans which are at levels we've never seen before for many, many millions of years, probably since Bermuda was formed 35 million years ago.
A man who is currently serving a prison sentence appeared in magistrate's court this morning on charges of possessing drugs within Westgate Correctional Facility. 47-year-old Garrett Burrows pleaded not guilty to possessing marijuana within the prison walls on October 28th. He was also charged with possessing the drugs within an increased penalty zone. He also pleaded not guilty to that charge. In court, Burrows appeared disinterested and blurted out his not guilty pleas. His response prompted Acting Magistrate Juan Wolf to tell the defendant that he is not his friend and to show the court respect. Burrows will reappear in court on July 15th. And still ahead is Rachel with the weather preview.
Thanks, Kristen. Fair conditions into Saturday afternoon. On the radar, not much activity, so expect a dry evening. Please stay tuned for the full weather report as we find out who won Photo of the Week.
The weather radar picture provided courtesy of the Ministry of Transport on VSB TV 11.
You can count on us.
Purdue fresh chicken leg quarters only $1.69 per pound, saving you $1.10. Save $1 on Yukon Gold potatoes, just $4.99 for a 5-pound bag. Scott 4-roll extra soft toilet tissue, only $3.69. Clean up with Bounty Select-A-Size paper towel, just $2.79 for 1 roll. For a healthy treat, all varieties of Chobani yogurt, only $1.99 for a 6-ounce tub. Visit our website, www.marketplace.pm, for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
For diagnostic service at its best, Stop by Bermuda's premier automobile dealership and service center. Auto Solutions. Whirl with us.
Help build a lasting legacy with the Bermuda Hospital's Charitable Trust. Support our hospital by purchasing a 4x8-inch brick for the Legacy Walkway. Your engraved brick will be predominantly featured outside the new acute care wing. You can customize your brick with a personal message, a tribute, names of family members, or even a special thank you. Call 295-2428 or visit bhct.bm to make arrangements for your legacy brick today.
Excitement was in the air as people meandered through the botanical gardens to take in all the sights at this year's Ag Show. VSB's Julie Smatt ventured out to the agricultural exhibition to see how people were enjoying the annual event.
Families came out in droves to enjoy all that the Ag Show has to offer. Children could be seen taking in some of their favorite exhibits, such as the rabbits, goats, cows, and of course, the pigs. The food area was also bustling with activity as people eagerly snatched up everything from snow cones to Portuguese donuts. We spoke with people from the Vasco da Gama stall.
We had a really good day yesterday, and today it's absolutely so many people. The weather's great, the wind's died down, but we're having a great day. We haven't stopped since we opened 8 o'clock this morning, so.
And for those out there that might want to support this booth, what do the proceeds go towards?
It goes towards the Portuguese School of Bermuda, which is under a registered charity under the Portuguese Cultural Association. We run a children's after-school program, and all kids, Bermudian, Portuguese, whatever descent, are welcomed to sign up to the classes at the Vasco da Gama Club.
Young Life stand also had people lining up for some delicious cuisine.
We've added some old Bermuda favorites to our menu. This year we have the glass candy as well, and we've also introduced the roasted peanuts. So we're trying to bring back a little of the old school flavor to the show as well, and it's gone over very, very well.
So what does the money go towards that you raise here today?
Part of it will go to a camp sponsorship for the kids, and then part of it will also go toward the budget of Young Life.
The face painting was a favorite amongst the children, while the adults took in some of the beautiful flowers and perfectly grown vegetables. As we strolled through the exhibition, we asked some folks how they were enjoying the day.
Well, I'm enjoying myself.
And what are some of your favorite things been?
Well, we first came here to see the pigs.
So you're doing the grandfatherly duties today out with the grandchildren?
Right. Grandfather's Day.
How are you enjoying the Ag Show so far?
Yeah, so far it's great. I enjoyed it. I like the animals anyhow.
And what are some of your favorite things that you've seen today?
I saw some goats because I have goats at my house, and I like the rabbits and the chickens. I saw the flowers and the exhibit.
And that is one serious, beautiful face painting job.
Thank you.
The cedar work was highly impressive, and some of the kite designs were absolutely bedazzling. As the day progressed, we made our way to Ashley's lemonade stand, and 11-year-old Ashley said the day was going well and generously gave VSB News a sample of her tasty watermelon lemonade.
It's been very busy. It's been a good stream of customers, not been much breaks, but we have a lot of volunteers from BHS that have come to volunteer and make lemonade. So they've learned how to make lemonade. I taught them, and now they're making it for everybody, and people are loving it.
This year's Ag Show was a definite hit, and smiles could be seen on the faces of both kids and adults alike.
Hi, Bermuda. Hi, Bermuda.
I'm Julia Smatt reporting for VSB News.
The annual Some Enchanted Evening musical treat put on by the Bermuda School of Music with the sponsorship of Partnery is in its 17th year and will be on tap at the City Hall at 7:30 p.m. this Saturday. Organizer Chaz Arnold tells us what is in store.
Well, this year we're very excited. Again, we have a workshop component that we've started to add into the actual Some Enchanted Evening concert. And so we bring down teachers, in particular two groups of teachers. One, a group of classical music teachers from the States come down and do a workshop with the kids. And our highlight, it actually started yesterday.
Right.
So with the kids, so in the afternoon, they'll follow up today, and then again tomorrow morning. And then our highlight group, the Blazing Fiddles from Scotland, are coming down, and they're again working with the students in a little workshop fashion, and then they're going to be the highlight for our second half of our performance tomorrow night at City Hall.
Tell me about the first half.
Well, the first half is unique. The teachers coming down here are working with our orchestra, our chamber orchestra that we have, which is comprised of students, comprised of the teachers, and comprised of the visiting teachers that we have coming down. And we're highlighting a group of students who are students of distinction winners. These students are the creme de la creme of Bermuda's music students. They auditioned. It's our only audition that's merit-based. Most of our auditions or financial aid goes to people in financial need. And so this one is purely based on performance.
The world is celebrating the 3rd annual International Jazz Day on Wednesday next, and well-known local jazz musician Wendell Shine Haywood is determined that Bermuda will play its part in the UNESCO-sponsored event. He was asked what will be on tap next week at the School of Music, the City Hall, and Docksiders Club.
From last year. This year, as a lead up to the day of the Bermuda School of Music, at the Bermuda School of Music, we're actually holding two workshops entitled Introduction to Jazz Improvisation. The first one, which starts at 4 o'clock, is more geared toward the student, and then another one at 6 geared toward more the amateur, semi-professional musician, who or persons who just want to get information and experience improvisation in jazz.
And then Wednesday?
And on Wednesday, we of course going to we'll be at on the steps of City Hall for the proclamation, where the minister will actually read the proclamation. Of course, the mayor will do our welcome, and we have other dignitaries who will be there, just giving their feedback and support toward the day, International Jazz Day.
Are you going to play?
I will play. I'm looking to do a special rendition, an instrumental rendition of the Lord's Prayer, as we'll be opening with my good buddy, Brother John Woolridge. Also, the Work Academy Jazz Ensemble will be joining us on that day, and also Tony Barry and friends will be joining us on that day. This is all happening on the steps of City Hall at the proclamation between 12 and 2:30 p.m.
More to come.
More to come, and then later on in the evening, we're partnered with Salsa Friends, and we're going to have a happy hour jazz session at the Docksiders Pub and Restaurant. That will be starting at about 5:15 till about 7:30, and then later on, the Salsa Friends, they're actually offering a free salsa dance class at 8 o'clock, and then from 9:30 till about 11, we're actually going to be showcasing some Latin jazz, and then there's going to be some salsa dancing going on for the evening.
Now here's a look at the daily markets presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. Equity markets declined on risk of further sanction on Russia, while government bond prices rose on increased demand on safe haven appeal. NASDAQ was down 1.75% at the close of trading after concern that earnings growth is too slow to justify valuation of growth stocks. Amazon.com Inc. led the decline and dropped 9.9%, while Visa slipped 5% on the day. The Bermuda Stock Exchange closed at 1,447.62, today up 0.16%. Bermuda-related stocks listed in the U.S. closed lower in line with equity indices. European stocks retreated after concerns that Russian intimidation of Ukraine will cost the Eurozone economy. DAX declined 1.54% to close at 9,402, while the French CAC slipped 0.8% to close at 4,444. Chinese stocks fell, sending benchmark index to its steepest weekly loss in 3 months after key companies reported slowing profit growth. The Hang Seng dropped 1.5%, while Shanghai was down 1% at the end of trading. The Brazilian index extended weekly losses after corporate earnings for the retail sector trailed analysts' estimates. The Bovespa declined 0.81% to close at 51,400. U.S. Treasury prices rose as simmering conflict between Russia and Ukraine led investors to seek a safe haven in government securities. 10-year note currently yields 2.67%, down 1 basis point. The Japanese yen reached the strongest level in a week against the dollar on safe haven demand as President Obama discussed deepening sanctions against Russia with European leaders. That was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after the break.
Save $2 on imported seedless red grapes, just $2.99 per pound. USDA top round ground, only $3.89 per pound, saving you 90 cents. For a quick meal, Libby's corned beef, just $3.89 for a 12-ounce tin. Mott's apple juice, only $4.59 for a 64-ounce plastic bottle. All varieties of Tropicana punch juice, just $4.39 for a 59-ounce carton. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
For much more furniture, visit Bermuda's only Ashley Furniture Gallery. Big Savings Zone. You want the best? Forget the rest. For all your furniture needs, shop Big Savings Zone and support your local retailers. Have you ever ordered something online expecting it to be a certain price, but when it arrives it ends up being a whole lot more? Beware of those unexpected hidden fees. That never happens at Big Savings Zone. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Big Savings Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
Commonwealth Games high jump record holder Bermudian Clarence Nicky Saunders is back home this weekend to participate in the Queen's Baton Relay. In an exclusive interview with Mike Sharp, he said he has been watching the baton move from country to country on TV in London.
We see the footage in the UK all the time. I now live in London, and so you can see the procession of the Queen's baton as it travels through the other countries on the BBC. So now to come home and be a part of that, and always to represent the country, it's just fantastic.
Sure. 24 years, 7 foot 8 3/4, set back in 1990. Did you think it would last that long?
I didn't think it was going to last that long at all. You always hope, you know, if you're a record holder, you always want to hold on to it for as long as you can. And they've surpassed it in the Commonwealth record itself, but the Commonwealth Games record still belongs to Bermuda. So every time I see it, I feel proud of it. It's something that I want my kids to know more about. So this is just an occasion where they can learn more and enjoy it as well.
Yeah. I mean, you, Brian Wellman, and Troy Douglas are definitely heroes in my eyes, you know.
Well, thanks, but, you know, you guys did it before us. You know, you, the Debbie, you did it all. You set the way, and we just followed on, and hopefully that's what's happening. I know we had a little lull in participation, but from all that I'm hearing, the participation numbers are up, and we're seeing some good performances. So that's all we can look to for the future, but hopefully, again, we'll have another high jump champion.
Well, we've got a few coming. The little guy, I think his name is Janai or Parent Chief or something, and there's another young lady, famous or somebody.
Yeah, she's my cousin. She's a cousin of mine.
Oh,
yeah,
it's in the family.
I'm gonna grab a hold of that. Yeah, she's a cousin. And I did see some footage. She looks pretty good. They all look pretty good. I mean, it's just a matter of keeping themselves occupied, busy, learning the craft, and just going for it. Just putting everything aside and saying, listen, if I'm in a competition, then I'm just got to give it my all.
Yeah.
And I think we have a promising future.
Yeah. Nicky, give me your secret to achieving what you've achieved. What was the secret back then?
I don't think it really is a secret. The thing that everyone has to remember is that it just works. Hard work. You may be good here, you may be the best in the island, but that's not good enough if you want to get on the world stage, even at an age group level. So you have to push the envelope. And this thing about having to go off island to get the expertise, they're here. We have individuals who have been there, done it, can come back and give their knowledge to everyone else. And that's what people have to take on board as well, because we have the experience here. So let's go forward from there.
I'm Peter Javetic, host of Season to Taste. Tune in on Tuesday night during the VSB TV 11 News. I'll have Chef Paul Lawrence here, owner of the Hickory Stick. He's going to be preparing lionfish for us, this invasive species, and find out what the Gosling's Wine of the Week is.
Tuesday during the VSB TV 11 News.
Good evening, everyone. TGI Friday, and welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. A weather shot is brought to us by Lisa Whitehead, taken this afternoon in Paget. Beautiful day, another gorgeous day. Anyone at the Ag Show, just out and about, see the water is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Winds coming out of the north, so South Shore was nice and calm. Beautiful blue skies in the background, and all around, just a great shot. Thank you, Lisa, for sending this in. Temperatures for today, we had a high of 69 at 3 in the afternoon, and a low of 64 at 4 in the morning. Current conditions, 67 degrees, humidity 60%, winds northwest 15 to 20 knots, and barometric pressure is rising slowly at 30 inches. Rainfall in next month of April, 1.91 for a yearly total of 21. Yearly normal for this time, 17.91 inches. And looking at the satellite. High pressure to the south of Bermuda slowly moves east Saturday. Winds continue to decrease to moderate through the evening. A low and associated frontal boundary begin to move into the area late on Saturday, bringing a few showers that linger into Sunday morning. And looking at the gateway cities, Atlanta mostly sunny, 81. Boston, rain likely, 46. Charlotte, sunny, 80. London, rain and 59. Miami, 85, partly cloudy. New York, 68 and mostly cloudy. Orlando, 89, partly cloudy. Philadelphia, mostly cloudy and 70. Toronto, light rain, 48. And Washington, partly cloudy and 73 degrees. Back at home tonight, partly cloudy with a low near 63. Winds northwest 12 to 18 knots, and then veering west-northwest 10 to 15 knots. And tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy with a few showers overnight, high near 71. Winds blowing out of the west 8 to 12 knots, then veering southwest 10 to 15 knots, and increasing again 12 to 18 knots. Marine tonight, small craft warning, seas inside the reef 2 to 3 feet, seas outside the reef 5 to 12 feet, and the sea surface temperature is 74 degrees. Marine tomorrow, small craft warning continues, seas inside the reef 1 to 3 feet, seas outside the reef 4 to 10 feet, high tide will be at 6:54 in the morning, and low tide will be at 1:06 in the afternoon. And looking at the 5-day forecast, Sunday, sunny breaks, a few morning showers, 1 or 2 again overnight, breezy, high near 68. Monday, sunny periods, 1 or 2 morning showers, high near 70 and windy. Tuesday, sunny breaks, windy, high near 71. And Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high near 75. Congratulations, Mary Eels. You are our photo winner of the week for this gorgeous and vibrant shot taken at Church Bay. We'll be in contact with you about your prize. Dinner for two at one of Bermuda's finest restaurants. I just want to give a special shout out to Vanessa Potoy. Thank you so much for your kind sentiments in the sun today and thinking I'm fashionable. Thank you to Jeremy Entwistle, our meteorologist for tonight, and everyone at the Bermuda Weather Service. I'm Rachel Sawden. Have a great weekend.
From all of us here at VSB, I'm Kristen Martinez, and have a great weekend.
Wardrobe and makeup for Kristen Martinez and Rachel Sawden, provided by Gibbons Company.
VSB TV 11, Bermuda.